In this video, I'm going to be showing how to whip and lash ropes, which are two different ways to fix frayed ends like this one. The first method I'm going to be showing is how to lash rope. What you're going to need for this is your rope. I'm using nylon rope, but you can use whatever type of rope you want for this technique. Tape, any type that you think will hold, and scissors for your tape. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of tape that will be used on the rope. So I got my tape and my piece. So I'm going to cut it. And there I have my piece of tape. Doesn't need to be huge, but now we take our rope, make sure we get it all together. If you need to, you can use someone else's hands to help you. And then we start putting our tape here. And then we wrap around, keeping the end tight. So then we have our end that will not come undone. I recommend a strong type of tape, like the electrical tape I'm using, just for a bit longer and less likelihood of it coming undone. And then we just do it to the other end, like we did the first time. We get our piece of tape, we cut it, and then we grab the end, place it on, and tightly wrap it around. And now, our frayed ends are fixed, and we can tie whatever thing we want with this rope. Ta-da! And there's no worry about it coming undone. The next method I'm going to be showing you is how to whip rope. This you must use nylon rope for, or else it'll be a horrible mess. I picked a smaller rope because it's much easier to use this on smaller rope. Again, the ends are frayed. This is pretty bad and be hard to do. You can do it however you want, but I'm going to take my cutting board and cut some of that off so I don't have to deal with it all. Like that. And now we have a smaller part. What you're going to need for this one is rope and a lighter. This you must do outside because you don't want anything to get messed up. And you must do with nylon rope unless you want a fiery mess. So now I'm outside in my yard. And I have all my stuff that I'm gonna need. Now for this, I'm gonna want to make sure nothing gets in the way. So I'm gonna pull my sleeves up a bit to make sure I don't burn them off, because we will be using fire. And I have both my stuff. I'm making sure there's nothing on my wrists because I don't want to destroy anything. And now I'll take the tip of this. It might not work the first time with your lighter just because you're outside, but I start up, and now I melt the ends until it's a solid melted piece of plastic, because nylon rope's actually plastic. So now I need to wait till it dries. Now that it's dry and cool to the touch, which you don't want to touch it before you're absolutely sure that it won't burn you, I can start on the other end. I do the same thing I did last time. I make sure it's all together first for this end though, because this is the frayed end. That was way too frayed for us and we had to cut. So, I light it, get my hand far enough away. So I light it and melt the tips of it together until it's all one piece of plastic. Like this, where we have just this one piece of plastic and then the rest of the rope. So I'm gonna wait till it cools. Okay, so now both ends are cool, and we can do anything that we want with our new width rope. I suggest only doing this with smaller pieces of rope because this is my second try. I tried it first with the bigger one and it did not ever melt all the way through. So I changed to this one because it works much, much, much better. Remember, for lashing, you can use any type of rope. And for whipping, you must be outside. You must make sure nothing's gonna get burnt. And you also must make sure that your rope is nylon. Because if it is not nylon, it will catch on fire because you're burning it. So now we have our whipped and lashed rope. Whipped, lashed in case you needed a refresher. And now for our overview. Whipped rope, we melted the ends of the nylon rope because the nylon rope is plastic. We did it outdoors so we didn't mess up anything indoors, and we made sure we catch nothing else on fire. And we made sure we use nylon rope because otherwise, well, it will catch on fire. For our lashed rope, we used strong tape to make sure it doesn't come undone anytime soon. And it was okay that we used our bigger rope because it doesn't need to melt all the way through. All you need to do is cover it. Just remember, you can do anything with this rope, any type of rope with this method. I cannot speak today. Any type of rope with this method. You can use nylon, wool, if you have wool rope, I don't know. You could use any rope. And both will keep your rope secure. Maybe one's more convenient, but they both work. And that's all for now. Bye.